Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to How to Be Your Best Butterfly. I know there's still some people finding seats. Let's go ahead and take a seat. And I'd like to introduce our facilitators today. First is Mara Gittess. She's an LPCMA. She's a psychotherapist in private practice in Houston and has TS. She works with children, adolescents, and families for needs related to anxiety, depression, eating disorders, ADHD, bipolar disorder, and various behavior problems and learning disabilities. We also have Holly Slonia, LMSW. She's an outpatient therapist for community clinical services, also has TS. I've been in the mental health field since 2014 and have worked in multiple capacities, schools, home, and the community. She works with adults, adolescents, and children in relation to anxiety, depression, mood disorders, trauma, and PTSD. She's a licensed foster parent currently going through the process of adoption. And in her spare time, she loves to read, shop, travel, and lay on the beach. She lives in Maine with her husband and 3-year-old son and 2 cats, and this is her first conference. Thank you, ladies, and take it away.
All right, welcome everyone. So I'm Holly, and I'm Mara. And we are going to start off with a 5-minute mindfulness exercise that Mara is going to lead.
Yeah, just to kind of get y'all in the mood of what we're going to do today. So I invite you to sit in a comfortable yet upright position in your chair. There you go. With your feet flat on the floor, your arms and legs uncrossed, and your hands resting at your lap. Let your eyes gently close or fix them on a point in front of you. Take a couple of gentle breaths in and out. Notice the sound and feel of your own breath as you breathe in and out. Now, I'd like you to imagine that you are standing by the bank of a gently flowing stream, watching the water flow. Imagine feeling the ground beneath you, the sounds of the water flowing past, and the way the stream looks as you watch it. Imagine that there are leaves from trees, all of different shapes, sizes, and colors floating past on the stream, and you are just watching these float on the stream. This is all you need to do for the time being. Start to become aware of your thoughts, feelings, or sensations. Each time you notice a thought, feeling, or sensation, imagine placing it on a leaf and letting it float down the stream. Do this regardless of whether the thoughts, feelings, or sensations are positive or negative, pleasurable or painful. Even if they are the most wonderful thoughts, place them on a leaf and let them float by. If your thoughts stop, just watch the stream. Sooner or later, your thoughts should start up again. Allow the stream to flow at its own rate. Notice any urges to speed up or slow down the stream. And let these be on leaves as well. Let the stream flow how it will flow. If you have thoughts, feelings, or sensations about doing this exercise, place these on leaves as well. If a leaf gets stuck or won't go away, let it hang around. For a while, all you are doing is observing this experience. There is no need to force the leaf down the stream. If you find yourself getting caught up with a thought or feeling such as boredom or impatience, simply acknowledge it. Say to yourself, here's a feeling of boredom, or here's a feeling of impatience. Then place those words on a leaf and let them float on by. You are just observing each experience and placing it on a leaf on the stream. It is normal and natural to lose track of this exercise, and it will keep happening. When you notice yourself losing track, just bring yourself back to watching the leaves on the stream. Notice the stream and place any thoughts, feelings, or sensations on the leaves and let them gently float down the stream. Finally, allow the image of the stream to dissolve and slowly bring your attention back to sitting in the chair in this room. Gently open your eyes and notice what you can see. Notice what you can hear. Push your feet into the floor and have a stretch. Notice yourself stretching. Welcome back.
All right, how did that feel? Yeah. Raise your hand. Has anyone done mindfulness before? A couple of you? Okay, awesome. All right. So I want to ask the audience, how do you define self-acceptance? Yeah. Loving yourself?
Acceptance.
Accepting who you are and being okay with it. Yep.
Embracing your strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Could you repeat what the back of the
Yeah. So she said embracing your strengths and weaknesses. Who is it?
Being comfortable in your own skin.
Being comfortable in your own skin.
Yes, that's a good one.
Self-love and self-forgiveness.
Self-love and self-forgiveness. Fully embracing your authentic self.
Not letting any outside voices change the perception of yourself that you have.
Oh, that's a good one. She
Oh, I
said
love
not
that.
letting outside voices change any perceptions of yourself that you have.
Okay.
All right. So, self-acceptance is defined as an individual's acceptance of all attributes, positive or negative. This includes body acceptance and self-protection from negative criticism and believing in one's capacities. All right, so my next question to you all is, what do you like about yourself? Yeah. The way that you are.
Yes.
Strong work ethic. Strength and bravery.
Liking myself.
Liking yourself. Compassionate. Seeing the good in other people.
Oh, in the back.
I can walk around to the back. Yeah. Persistence. Tenacious. Perseverance.
Oh,
Empathy towards others.
good.
Loyal. Empathy.
Oh,
Gonna come around to the back because I see some hands.
okay.
Optimistic.
And what do you?
Reliance.
Reliance over here.
Reliance.
Sorry, I meant resilience.
Resilience, good.
Smart. Kind.
Passion? Passion. Oh, compassion over here.
Compassion, independent. All right.
Excellent. Well, there's a lot to like. I'm hearing wonderful things.
Yeah. All right, so what would self-acceptance mean or look like for you? Yeah.
I like what Paul says. Let's all say it together. If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else?
If you can't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else? Yep, that is true. Yeah.
Kind of back to the definition, but knowing your strengths and weaknesses so that you can work with them, and accept what you can and can't do. And
Knowing your strengths and weaknesses and working with them, knowing what you can and can't do. Excellent. Being kind to yourself. Being confident in the decisions you make. Saying nice things to yourself. I love it. Visualizing the angel and the devil on your shoulder and quieting down the devil. Those negative thoughts, just get rid of them.
Meditation, mindfulness.
Learning how to give yourself more credit. Excellent.
Understanding that where you are may not look like the person next to you, but being okay with where you're going and the pace you're going.
Being okay with the pace you're going at, not comparing yourself to others.
Oh, Martina? Oh,
Not getting into your own head, like don't
Yep, not getting into your own head.
and how about up front over here, Martina? Did you,
Be true to yourself.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Be true to yourself.
Be true to yourself. I like
Being
that.
true to yourself.
Having the courage to wake up every day and to continue to live the life you love.
Did you hear that? Having the courage to wake up every day and live the life you love.
Over here.
Oh,
Meditation, mindfulness.
meditation, mindfulness. Huh?
I like that. Giving yourself the grace that you give other people.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
All right, gonna head back this way. Okay. Many people have low self-acceptance. The cause can be from multiple reasons, but one widely accepted theory is that because we develop our self-esteem in part from others appreciating us. People with low self-esteem may have had parents that lacked empathy during childhood. Some people with low self-acceptance try to bolster it by accomplishing great things, but this only helps for a little while. Without self-acceptance, your psychological well-being can suffer. Practicing mindfulness, like we did earlier, can help reduce the impact of stress. In addition, if you feel negatively about yourself, the brain regions that help you control emotions and stress have less gray matter than someone with a greater degree of self-acceptance. These regions have less tissue to work with. This lack of gray matter may also appear in regions of the brainstem that process stress and anxiety. Stress signals from these latter regions disrupt the emotional control regions. So poor self-acceptance may disrupt emotional control. And then I'm going to pass it on to Mara.
Oh, what about your video? Do you have a video?
I don't think it.
Oh, it didn't
came up.
make it.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we can, whoops, I don't need this. Well, yeah, I do. Okay, never mind. So as y'all can see, we're talking about really at the core, a lot of things that y'all have said make up self-love, right? Because we're talking about self-compassion, so really needing to kind of stop that negative self-talk. Oh, can y'all hear me? Y'all can't hear me? Can y'all hear me, everybody? Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, that's better. Okay. So really trying to stop ourselves from all that negative self-talk, right? And just allow ourselves to be human, right? Because a lot of us, part of our kind of self-acceptance and when we're struggling with low self-esteem is that we're expecting ourselves to be perfect. And you know what? And we're not. So that we had, like someone said, it's about embracing and accepting who we are and who we're not, and really embracing our strengths, but also seeing the other areas as room to grow. Isn't that a beautiful thing that throughout our whole life, at any age, we can grow? Doesn't matter if you're 5 or if you're 100. You can still grow if you want. But it doesn't mean that there's anything like wrong or bad about you, right? And so we need to ask ourselves certain questions. And part of self-love is self-care. What am I doing to nourish myself physically, mentally, and spiritually, right? Because what we put in is so important, whether it's from what we eat to who's around us, how we nourish ourselves on all these levels. And so I think that's the core of what all this is about. So now, we kind of have to do some tough love sometimes in here, right? Because we get stuck, and frankly, we sometimes pose barriers to ourselves, right? And because it's easier said than done, right? I can say, oh, you're supposed to love yourself, you're supposed to accept yourself, which is fine, which is great, but it's easier said than done. So
Till that devil comes out on your shoulder.
yeah, it's that devil on the shoulder, right? Oh, why am I talking into this? This is a clicker. So sometimes we really do have to do some self-care, right? We have to unfollow, get off the social media for a while, because we see all these messages and we're thinking, oh, look at her. Why does she get to do all that? And we don't know what someone's going through. It's just not healthy for us. So sometimes we just need to cut it out, right? And frankly, there's research, especially for the adolescents, but even for us for the young ladies, like Instagram and things like that, actually are proven to lower self-esteem. So maybe we do want to kind of be careful about what we follow and what we do, And we don't always also have to be a people pleaser, right? We can create boundaries and say no. Because a lot of y'all, that's part of that's part of, in a way, sometimes about that low self-esteem, is because we feel like if we say no, someone's not going to like us, and then we're going to lose their friendship. Well, if someone can't handle our boundaries, maybe they don't need to be our friend anyway, right?
I like to call myself a recovering people pleaser.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? And y'all, if someone asks you to do something, you don't have to answer right away. What I do sometimes is say, let me check my schedule and I'll kind of get back to you. Even if I know I'm going to do it, or even if I know I'm not going to do it, right? And then that way, that gives me time to process and address, like you said, the reformed people pleaser.
Yeah. Let me think about that for a minute. I'll get back to you.
Exactly. And of course, as therapists, therapy is always a wonderful tool as well to really explore yourself and really grow. And so that's part of the tough love too. Sometimes we have to acknowledge we need help. And that's okay, because we all need help. And, and really honestly put in the work. It's so worth it. It's not always fun, but, it's worth it, right? Because that's the only way to get unstuck is we have to change things up. We can't just keep hitting the same wall, right? Otherwise, if you keep doing the same thing, what's going to happen? The same thing, right? So we need to change that up, right? Let's click. Oh, there we go. So again, what are some of these signs? It's that negative self-talk, right? Like, for example, and I don't know if this applies to all of y'all. I don't know if you, let's just call out the elephant in the room. There's been a pageant here, correct? Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm looking at some of these pageant girls and thinking, okay, you know, and so, but what is the point of doing that negative self-talk? Like, we can think, oh God, I'm not as pretty, or I'm not as that, but you know what? We all have our beauty in our own way. And so, you know, accepting, hey, this is the body that I'm in, and there's nothing wrong with this body. I don't need to be a statuesque 5'8" person. I'm not going to be. I don't need to be. Thank you. Huh?
Can I quickly interject on that? Because I asked someone at the pageant, you know, kind of diplomatically, what are they doing? I think, ironically, it's an idea to make them feel better too. And I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, some of them are also insecure. So really, we want to focus on not being, you know, because sometimes because of the insecurity, we're also hypersensitive to things that we feel are criticism or rejection. Now, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But we want to work on, hey, maybe there's other alternatives, or hey, you know what, that person actually may or may not, they might have a point. And if they have a point, it's okay. We don't have to personalize it. We can still say, hey, I can work on that.
Can you tell us what that slide says? 'Cause I'd love to know what it says.
Oh, okay, so real quick, it says, what are the signs of low self-esteem? Negative self-talk, right? And criticism, and then insecurity and hypersensitivity to criticism and rejection, difficulty setting and enforcing healthy boundaries. So those are kind of the things that we've been talking about. So let's try out some self-love. You know, like practice positive self-talk. Celebrate your successes and accomplishments. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people. Engage in self-care activities. And practice gratitude, right? Sure. All right. And Holly, jump in anytime you're allowed to.
So that positive self-talk, I had a video, it just didn't make it in, I don't think, but positive affirmations are short, simple statements that can help challenge negative thoughts, boost self-esteem, and motivate people.
Yeah, and so this slide talks about, well, what are some reasons? What are the barriers? Like, why are we still struggling with self-love? Because that's, again, we have to have a little bit of tough love, a little bit of honest talk, right? Because that's the only way to get unstuck, right? Because you can either, you know, if you, let's pretend there's a big log, right? And you're standing there, well, what are you gonna do? Do we just sit and kind of stare at the log? It's a big log. Or what do we try to climb, you know, are we gonna try to get over the log, or are we gonna just stay stuck? You know, so basically, if we're struggling, sometimes we don't even know necessarily what self-love is. So we need to kind of learn, which is some of the things we've already talked about, right? The self-compassion, the forgiveness, the, you know, positive affirmations, you know, and it's not arrogant or anything negative. You're not hurting anyone by loving yourself. You can think you're great, and that doesn't mean that someone else isn't great, you know.
And I can only speak to my own experience, but you know, having TS, I've struggled with not feeling good enough, right? Not feeling adequate, feeling damaged, broken, alone. So it's, you know, it's almost like it takes more effort for us.
Yeah, and I think part of like what Holly's saying is so true, and because of that, sometimes we get caught in that loop because, again, like the slide says too, we spend too much time comparing ourselves to others, whether it's in the pageant or at work or whatever. And really, we just need to be our best selves. So if, you know, if I'm struggling to learn something, I don't need to compare myself to others. I need to kind of compare myself to me. Like, oh, a week ago I couldn't do this. Wow, I made some progress on that, you know?
I like to tell my clients that don't go by anybody else's timeline. You're on your own timeline, right? Society tries to fit everyone into a box, into a square box. It's like trying to put a round peg in a square hole.
Yeah, and
We
you
don't
know,
all fit.
And the research, I don't know if some of y'all might have been in the beginning where, you know, the recommendations and the findings. Well, the reality is sometimes us butterflies do start things at a different pace, right? Whether it's kind of developing sexually or dating or, you know, things, finding our life partner. We do get there, but sometimes it just takes a while. So we don't need to have that, oh, at this age you're supposed to do this. I mean, I married later, and you know what? I found the best guy in the world, so.
I think you have a question over here.
Oh, sorry, there you go.
Okay, I have one thing, I'm gonna just throw it out there, put myself out there. My personal struggle is setting certain boundaries with people I love. Because for me, I've never really had to until lately. And it's like certain people that I'm related to.
Yeah.
They're crossing boundaries.
Well, and even if it's someone that we love, you know, part of self-acceptance and self-love is there's nothing wrong, because we are going to disappoint people, and people are going to disappoint us sometimes. And it's about, well, but that doesn't work for me.
I have a sign in my office that says, "You can't make everybody happy. You're not a taco."
Oh, I love that. I want that. You know.
It's on Amazon, Mara.
I love that. I'm going to get that sign. So, and the reality is sometimes we feel that self-hate is easier than self-love. Self-love takes a lot of work. You know, we all can criticize ourselves ad nauseum, but it takes a lot to love ourselves, and it doesn't happen overnight. So,
You were mentioning, you know, being ready to accept it. You might come some things, the example you gave was marriage later. What happens if you, rightly or wrongly, feel you come to the realization that's not going to happen at all? Which is I know it's a little negative.
That's a good question. Being comfortable with yourself,
it's
right? And figuring out what you want your life to look like.
And it's really about radical acceptance, because it is what it is, right? I mean, I'm terrible at directions, like, surprise, surprise. No, but serious. And so, you know, I can either accept that, right? I mean, I can wish all the world that I had a great sense of direction and I never got lost, okay? That's one of those things, ain't gonna happen, no way ever. But what we can do is accept what is and use our strengths. Well, guess what? I can have workarounds because, hey, I'm resourceful, persistent. So you know what? There's GPS. There's practicing getting somewhere early. But in order to do those things to cope, we have to accept first. Because if we don't accept the limitation, then we can't, then we're going to stay stuck because we're not going to say, radically accept, like, okay, well, I guess I need to do it a different way. Oh, you want to?
I just don't like the word no.
Exactly. So, but you know what? And a lot of times there is a different way. You know, like, I'm never going to get a sense of direction, but you're not going to tell me, no, I can't get somewhere. So. No.
I have just kind of a story back to like acceptance and who likes you when you really disappoint someone. Trust me, ladies, I have been through some rough times during these past 5 years, and I have learned in one thing in life: if somebody doesn't like you, so what?
Ooh, I like that.
So what?
Yeah.
If they don't like you, big deal.
It's a them problem, not a you problem.
You're like a likable person, it's their loss.
It is, and it does get easier as you. I just turned 40.
Woo.
Thank you. And it does. It truly does get easier
And that is part of self-love and self-acceptance. Like, the reality is, whether you have Turners or not everyone's going to like you. You're not going to like everyone. So, you know what? Stick with the people who you feel positive around. And, you know.
Well, that's an unrealistic expectation, right? That everyone's going to like you. So they're not, right? That's a cognitive distortion.
Exactly. And that's part of our perfectionism, that unless everyone likes us, we're not worthy. But that can't happen. That's not going to happen. So. Oh, over there. Yeah, you.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out
Oh.
something you did at the beginning of the conference that I really liked, when you said, I don't like podiums, and I hope you heard our. I think that's an example of like, you didn't try to fit in the way everybody else, and you came out from behind with us,
Yeah.
and you walked around confidently and introduced yourself, and that's an adaptation. And I thought that was really great to show that.
Oh, thank you.
You know, and I just wanted to point that out. People take note, you know, and also for self-talk, just I found just starting with like some of those absolute words, I always, I never, being on alert for those and changing
Yes.
how the
Yep. But we call that black and white thinking. Yeah.
Oh, one more and then we'll.
To me, a part of it is reframing your situation.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And you can't control what other people do or how they're going to react, but you control. And like, okay, I'm single, but if I start hyper-focusing, oh, I'm one man, I'm one when I say, oh, I don't have to do that. Because bathroom, I have the freedom to go really move, reframe the situation.
Yeah.
Yep. I think some of y'all have been to therapy before.
Yeah, some of this group is. So, okay, one more and then we'll kind of switch a little bit.
Okay.
So how does constructive criticism work with self-love and
And self-acceptance, is that?
That's a good question.
So how does constructive criticism help? Well, okay, that's great, because here's the thing. If we feel,
Oh, she asked about how does self-criticism affect self-esteem?
how does I thought you said,
Is that constructive
did you say
criticism?
self-criticism or constructive? Oh,
Constructive.
well, self-criticism, it depends. So it depends how it's used. If it's used in a, like, I'm beating myself up way, it has no place for you. Now, if we can look at ourselves, right, and we can honestly say, okay, here are my strengths, and here's my areas to grow. Like I said, with the visual spatial stuff and the directions. Now, that's an honest, constructive criticism of myself, right? It's just, that is what it is. So, but I can use that constructively to then find ways to grow and learn from it. So, but if we're just beating itself up in that kind of self-critical way, there's no place for that. But if we can acknowledge something and actually try to work and grow without kicking ourselves, that's helpful. Oh, go ahead. Did you? No. Good. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So how do we even get there, right? Well, like Holly was saying with the beautiful daily affirmations, right? Sometimes we just have to tell ourselves and, what we're grateful for and what we felt we did well that day.
Takes a lot of practice. You have to do it every day, and eventually you'll start believing it.
Yeah, it's all about, as you change your behavior and the ways you're thinking and reframe, it actually becomes more internalized. At first it feels fake, I'll be honest, it feels artificial, but then it becomes real. So,
I often have clients tell me 3 things that they're grateful for that day when they come in, when they step into my office.
and you can even write those things down if you want, So, and again, we don't have to go over every single thing, but again, we've talked about stop negative self-talk, right? And how that's not really helpful. Challenge social expectations, right? Like we were talking about, well, whose timeline are you on? Whose expectation is this, right? We go at our own pace and our own time. So we want to challenge that, or even challenge the beauty myth, right? We don't all have to look a certain way. Because really the reality is when you walk down the street, does everyone look like a model? Heck no. No, of course not. But it's beautiful. You see all different shapes and sizes and, forms of humanity. And also focus on the success, because us butterflies sometimes are really good at focusing on what we didn't do or what we can't do. But where did you have victories today? And really documenting them and reminding yourself.
Yep, in another session earlier today, someone was talking about, the weaknesses and deficits, but we also have a lot of strengths and we excel in a lot of other different things, right? Our superpowers.
Yeah, we have, absolutely. And, so again, like we've been talking about gratefulness and setting those boundaries, this is all a part of how to love yourself, right? And nourishing yourself, mind, body, spirit. And also remembering, even though we sometimes don't feel it, that we are loved. Always remember the people that do love us and that do reciprocate our love. Because I've told people it's not quantity, it's quality. So that's what we want to focus on. So, I love this quote. Right? Accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. So I want, as we talk today, I really want y'all to think about and be honest with yourself. Have a tough talk with yourself. What's weighing you down, right? Because chances are it doesn't have to be weighing you down.
What are the barriers? What's getting in your way of what you want to achieve? What your goals are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now I think we want to. So we've talked about, okay, how do we love ourselves? And that's all well and good, right? It's all kind of up here. It's not really here yet, right? So we get upset a lot, right? Us butterflies, we sometimes, when we don't feel good about ourselves, we just berate ourselves or we get depressed or anxious. So we want to learn, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with any emotion that we have. Every emotion is valid, okay? So we want to accept whatever we're feeling, but it's how we manage that. Go ahead.
Feelings are not facts.
Yes, that's a big one. Feelings are not facts.
Even though your feelings are valid, they're not fact, right? So you might feel like everyone in the world hates me, but there's 7 billion people in the world. Does all 7 billion people hate you?
Probably not.
No, probably not. So that's when you got to step back and change that negative thinking pattern.
Yeah. So because our goal, if you see the slide, is sometimes us butterflies find ourselves in that red, right? Which means our emotions, our feelings, even though they're valid, there's no good or, believe it or not, there's no good or bad feelings. They're just feelings, right? We might not like some of them, but really there's no good or bad feelings. And if y'all saw the Inside Out movies, either 1 or 2, we know there's a place for them. Each feeling is important, but we don't want to be in the red, okay? We don't want to be in the red, which is when we're flooded or overwhelmed. And we also don't want to run away from them. We don't want to be in the blue, right, where we're frozen and we disconnect, because that's also when we do some maladaptive things. We want to be in the green, where we can tolerate emotions, even though we don't like them. So this is kind of a little bit about what we're going to do.
Yeah, you got to go to the next one. There you go.
Go ahead.
No, there you go.
So we're going to work a little bit on what we call, distress tolerance, right? Meaning that's how do we stay in the green? How do we manage to deal with feelings that maybe we don't want to have, but here they are, right? And so when to use these skills? When we're in pain, emotional or physical, right? Or when we have urges to maybe do something that we kind of know is not healthy, whether some people it's drugs, alcohol, or self-harm, or just isolation, other things that really aren't the best for us. And so and then also sometimes using these skills when we have to be productive. We can't, like we're at work, we need to manage, we can't just have meltdowns everywhere, right? So we need to find ways to still stay productive. So, yeah, so we're gonna do some activities related to this. So as you know, we brought all sorts of stuff that's on the tables, right? So one of the things that we're about to do, we're talking about distress tolerance, right? How are you going to calm yourself down? How are you going to soothe yourself? And so you see these different cards with kind of holes in them? We're going to make what I call distress tolerance cards. Do you want to explain a little bit about that if you like? Or do you want me to? So basically, what we're going to do, wait, guys, wait, don't start making them yet. I want to just, I just want to explain first.
We gotta tell you what you're doing first.
So, you know, because now what works for one person might not work for another. But like, what do we do to kind of soothe our system? So some people, hold on. Huh? I'm sorry? It's too loud? Okay, guys, just listen up for 1 sec. So basically, what do we do to calm ourselves down? And so I figured when we're in that moment, sometimes we need literally a deck of cards that we can pick from and do one of them. Like, for example, it can be sing a silly song, or it can be journal, or go for a walk, or even
Read a
hold an
book,
ice
listen
cube.
to music.
Listen to music. So things that, meditation, journaling, just ripping up a piece of paper even, things like that. So what I'd like y'all to do is make a little bit of a deck of cards for yourself of some of those things. See, there's the multicolored cards, and then what you can do is, I'll show you real quick, there's these rings, right? And these rings open, and you can make your own little deck and take it with you. So as you see, there's pencils and markers, and if y'all need more supplies, let us know, but I think, do you wanna say
Just raise your hand and we can come around and bring more supplies if you need it.
So does everyone kind of understand what we're doing? Does everyone understand?
Yeah, we need more cards.
How are you defining distress tolerance? How you deal with it?
Right, what are some ways to calm yourself down?
Oh, what is the way to calm yourself down?
Yeah. So let us
set this down because it'll be.
okay. Let us know if you need some supplies. Oh shit. Shoot. I don't even know what time is it. Did I overdo the time? Was I talking too much?
No, you're fine.
I want to make sure.
2:30, we're good.
Okay.
Give me some and I'll hand it out too.
Yeah, no, that's empty. Here. You want to take some off of here? And we can do the rings or something.
Or you guys got it.
I think, let's see. Well, we do need to pass out, whoever doesn't have card, we can pass out some. Do you want some more card? What do you want to do?
I'll get some rings.
Do you want me to take some around?
Sweet offer though.
Thank you, so sweet. Do you want to do the activity?
Yeah, I'll take some.
Why don't you take some cards for you?
Okay.
Whoops, what colors do you can have a whole different colors.
Okay, thank you.
And did you get a ring? Oh, did you take a ring? Good. Okay. So you guys also, ladies, also share the markers and stuff for people who need them. So if you need them, ask somebody to borrow some, okay? Does anyone need more supplies? Does anyone need more supplies? Does anyone need more supplies? Whoops. Do you need any more supplies? Oh, there's some more pens there. Y'all don't have enough rings? Oh, hold on, let me get you a ring. Uh-oh, I think they need some more rings. All right, let's get this going. Who needs a ring? Do y'all need a ring? Oh. What happened all of a sudden? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How many rings do we need? How many rings? Can y'all take some and pass? How many rings do we need? I think we're good. Are we good now? Okay. Does anyone need a ring? Do y'all need some rings? Do y'all need some more rings? Okay. Does everybody have a ring that needs a ring? Oh, never mind. Do y'all want some cards? Do y'all want some cards to do the activity? Anyone here want some cards and stuff to do the activity? Let me go get some cards. Oh, Holly has some cards. Good. So now just borrow some just go up and borrow some markers. Oh, wait, y'all need a ring. Oh, you got a ring. Thank you. You're welcome. Does everybody have enough? Does everyone have enough rings and stuff? Yeah. Okay. And let us know if you need more supplies. Let us know if you're missing any cards or rings or anything. Oh, good. And y'all can, if y'all walk up to some of the tables, I'm sure they would share some of the markers and stuff. Well, you can take more than a couple. We got plenty.
Yeah.
Because you want to make a nice set for yourself of cards.
Yeah.
Oh, you might want to do more. You can do more. You can do as many as you. Yeah, let them take like a lot, so they can have a deck. Look at you. Do you want to do that too? I'll give you a ring.
This is great. I have to sneak out to get myself organized for my talk.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
We're meeting up for dinner later,
Yes,
right?
we're meeting up for dinner.
Okay.
Here's a ring. Oh, and then she'll give you some more cards.
You're welcome.
But take a bunch, because the idea is you make a deck of cards. Yeah. You guys take more than one card. Take a nice deck for yourself. So, do you think that's?
Yeah,
I hope you do.
I think they're doing okay.
All right. So now, if everyone has.
Is everyone good on supplies over here?
Is everyone good on supplies? Raise your hand if you need something. If you need supplies. Is everyone good? Okay. Oh, over there in the corner. Let's see. Does anyone here need supplies?
I could use a ring.
Oh, are y'all missing rings? Who needs a ring?
Yeah, one red one, but you want a red? No, I didn't call it.
Here, pick it. Take a pick. Does everyone else have a ring?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And you can take, do y'all need more cards? You can add to your deck if you want.
I think I do need a ring.
Huh?
I think I do need a ring.
Oh, yeah, take your ring.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And feel free if you need more. And if y'all need more cards, just let us know. We want you to have a nice full deck of cards.
Do you know how,
Oh, yeah.
these by chance?
Oh, yeah. See, it kind of goes like this and then like that.
Oh, you push out a little
Yeah,
bit?
push out and then separate.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sure. Does everybody have a ring? Do y'all have rings to do your thing? Do you have a ring? Does everybody have a ring? No? Here's some more rings. I don't know if y'all need. Here's some more rings do y'all. Hi, how are you? Do you have a ring and some cards? Do you want to do this? Does everybody have enough rings and cards?
We do. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Upset, coping skills.
All right. So you can use them, and you can borrow some of the markers and
I have
stuff.
a pen.
Oh, perfect.
Are you all set over here?
Huh? Did you get what you wanted?
Yeah, I got some.
Do you need a ring, sweetie?
Yes, I need 2 more.
Oh, you need 2 more. How many do you need? 2. Oh, 2 more. Oh, awesome.
And also, I was wondering if there's a way I could get your contact information.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you that for sure. Huh?
Carolyn would like a photo with you.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Would you like a photo real quick? Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Sure. Okay, so does everybody have what they need? Guys, does everyone have what they need? Butterflies, does everyone have what they need? Yes? So, okay, so, Holly, does everybody have what they need? Does everybody have rings and cards? Do they have enough rings and cards, everybody? All right. So now maybe, do we want to start asking them like what they put down a little bit, or?
Sure.
Or do you think, does everyone have what they need? I keep asking, but.
I'm walking around the room. You're
Oh, you
okay.
need-
You're doing great, Mara.
Okay.
I'll walk around the room and make sure.
Or do you want, I mean, we should both ask. Do you want to ask, or do you want me to?
I put my mic down because I didn't
Oh,
like
okay.
static.
All right. All right, so ladies, all right. So you guys are working on your distress tolerance cards. So I was wondering, does anyone kind of maybe want to share some things that they wrote down on their cards? Because maybe it'll help other people in the group. Yes. What did you put?
Yeah, so a couple of the things that I put were find a new recipe and call a friend.
So did you hear that? She said, find a new recipe and call a friend. That's awesome. Yeah, how about you?
I said read, play piano, and draw.
Read, play piano, and draw. I like this. This is a good group. All right.
Take a walk.
Take a walk. All right.
Glass of wine.
I said play cards with my family.
Play cards with my family. All right.
Kick the soccer ball.
Kick the soccer ball. I like that.
Drink some water.
Drink some water. That's good. That's a good one.
Pet my dog and
Pet.
sing.
Oh, pet Luna, I guess. Meditate. Excellent. Oh,
We
journal,
got some
too.
up here too, Mara.
Oh, I'm sorry? Yeah. Oh,
Okay, how about sing karaoke.
Sing karaoke.
ooh. Oh, wait. After her, then we'll go.
Reading and doing some stuff that make me laugh.
Reading and doing some stuff that makes me
So
laugh.
how about you?
I put TikTok, going on TikTok. I know social media is bad, but TikTok does have a lot of calming.
So calming things, as long as it's a calming thing, she said on TikTok.
funny things.
There's something funny or positive on TikTok.
Read a familiar
Can we
book or
quiet
watch
down,
a
ladies, so we can hear, please?
Okay. Read a familiar book or watch a familiar movie. Oh, sorry, next to you.
Building Legos.
Ooh.
Relaxing in the hammock.
How about you?
Listen to music or the radio.
Listen to music or the radio.
Videos and music on YouTube. Watch a happy movie. Shopping and reading.
That's great.
FaceTiming family.
And she said helping others. I like that.
Watching comfort shows.
Watching comfort shows.
And so you guys, as you're hearing some of these ideas, if they're not on your deck and you like it, you can always add it. And the thing about this is you can always add
have
more
one too?
to it as you go on with time.
Listening to music.
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, Julie? Is what?
What?
I think one thing that's
Ooh,
important
that's a
is
good
pay
one.
attention to our body, like hydrating, and some
All right,
of those.
ladies, can we quiet down, please,
Hold
so we
on,
can
guys,
hear?
let's have one person. So Julie was saying, like, pay attention to your body, like hydration, nourishment, sleep kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep. Over here, we said finding someone to vent to. A movie. Petting animals. Yep, I have 2 cats at home. I like that one.
How about over?
Just letting myself cry if I need to, because it's a release mechanism.
Letting herself gripe because it's a release mechanism, she
Yep.
said.
Spending time alone. Yep, if you need it. Yep, taking space.
Oh, there's someone way in the back. Let's see. Oh, okay. Wait, yeah, hold on. We'll let her go and then we'll go. Yeah. Just one more time.
Taking a deep breath and putting the problem in perspective.
Okay, and we have someone over here. What did you want to say?
Yeah. Taking photos in movies too.
Taking photos and movies. Excellent.
Ooh, Haley, I like that one. Writing the negative thoughts down and putting it in a box.
Yeah.
Taking care of my pet.
Taking care of my pet. In Maine, we have a lot of woods and we have the ocean, so spending time outside. Yeah. Running or working out. Baking. Getting enough sleep. That is so important. And nourishing your body, too. Deep breathing, meditation, yoga. Those are also
Journaling,
good.
All sorts of good things.
Dancing.
Oh, yeah.
And mentally, or making a stop sign, and when you start stressing or overthinking on negative things, just say stop.
Yes, we call that thought stopping.
Literally, thought stopping. That's a good one.
Okay.
So
I think we're doing good on time.
it's,
yeah.
huh?
I think we're doing good on time,
So
right?
do we want to give them a break or do we want to just do the mask? Because the mask might take a while longer than this, don't you? What do you want to do?
It's up to you. Is it time
No.
for a break or?
Not quite. I mean, supposedly it's from 2:45 to 3, but that might distract them and then they won't come back. I mean, they will come back, but it'll be like, late. So what do you want to do? What do you want to? No, whatever you want.
I don't care.
What do you want to do? No, honestly, what do you want to do?
I don't care.
No, it's up to you, really.
Why don't you want to give them the option?
Yeah, you can give.
All right, so right now it's about 2:45.
Guys, listen
So
up.
there's-
Listen up.
Right now it's about 2:45, so if you want to take a break and come back at 3, you're more than welcome to. Or if you want to stay and work on the cards, we have another activity we can start right into if you want.
Yeah, well, maybe we could what do y'all kind of want to do? Raise your hands, I guess, if you feel like you want the break.
Yep, okay, I see some hands for a break.
So more hands for a break? Okay.
Okay, so why don't we take a break and come back for 3 o'clock?